Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Somebody is already there. Can you hear me? Just a second. Let's see how we do it. Unmute. Unmute. You?
Hello? Can you hear me now? Yes.
Okay, great. So, good afternoon, everybody. Here in Israel it's morning, so my name is Guy Borowski, and some of you already know me, and we spoke. What? So some of you are already spoken to me, or we already discussed email issues. I'm part of the Maya's team. I'm dealing with APAC customers, partners, and today we are going to speak about inventory management. We are going to speak about the main user management. I hope that you had a chance to download all the material and everything that is in our portal. If not, you can do it later. Everything is over there, and we will go over all the presentations and ask questions, and we have also a short demo with the resource manager. You are free to ask me questions anytime. Something is not clear or we need anything there. So let's begin with the presentation itself. So today's agenda is domains and user management. Just a second. You can see the presentation?
No. Yes? I can only see black.
Now, just a second. You can see it? You can see the slide quality system function in the webinar?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. Okay, so today's agenda is domains and user management. So we are still in the part of the inventory management. So you probably remember Dave from last time. Dave is the IT manager or the lab manager, or each and every company, especially big companies, have. Now let's talk about a little bit about Dave's phase regarding how to share the equipment and everything that is enabling everybody to share the company resources and the company expensive equipment usually Sometimes when you have like a Ixia packet generator or like very test center, which costs a lot of money, you want to boost up the usage of this equipment. You don't want to buy redundant equipment. You don't want it just to lay down on some lab or somebody will hold it like for a week because he's planning to do tests next week or something like that. So what are they saying regarding the accessibility to the equipment and the usage of the equipment? So if they want to assign a specific resource to a specific site or a specific project, well, first, it's difficult to assign all the needed equipment and devices for a specific project. You need to see, first, you don't know exactly what you have. You don't know where all the equipment is located. You don't know, from even software versions to even if the Ixia packet generator blade is supporting 1 gig and not 100 megabits per second. So it's difficult to assign the needed equipment. Other thing is that it's difficult to prevent other users to take the resource. If I have a project and somebody is coming to my lab and you can just start using the equipment that I got or need to use along my project, and it may interact with the project progress. Another thing is, I don't know if some of you encountered it, but it's difficult to locate resources. In big companies, when you have a lot of equipment, some guy, usually keep one router inside his lab, one is saving equipment inside his office. You have a lot of sites, a lot of labs, a lot of people are using equipment inside their office. So it's very difficult a lot of times to obtain resources that you need, and actually your company is already bought and already spent the money, and now you need to do it all over again or just buy new resource. And the last thing that we have sometimes is unauthorized users can change configuration or settings. And they are not doing this intentionally just, from the wrong reasons. But for me, in the past, when I was doing integration for a company that is making wireless equipment, you are preparing a setup, and it takes you like 1 day to prepare a setup, and everything is ready for tomorrow when you are going to start your test. And somebody is coming in the morning and just, messed up your configuration because you wanted to test something, and it's like you have a good intention because you wanted to make the progress for his task and his work, but sometimes it can harm your preparations and your setup is already set for your usage. Just a second, because of the noises, I'm just muting some of you. And okay, and you can write something in the chat if you need something, or somebody has a question, and I will put your microphone back up because there are slightly interference. So if somebody needs something, just write it in the chat. Okay, so the textual inventory, textual domains, what does it do good for us, and what is the value that we are getting from it? So actually, with domains, the system admin receives an additional allocation control layer to manage the resources and the devices. A domain is actually a subnet of the lab resources and topologies that are available for use by only specific groups or users. Meaning I can have like 2 packet generators. For the basic example, I have 2 packet generators. I can assign one to lab A and the other to lab B. One to project A and the other one to project B. And then I want to have a confusion between the domains and between the resources, because each project will be handled on its own. Each project will work on its own and will be able to use only the resources that it needs. Now the system administrator specifies which resources and topologies are available to each domain according to the needs, according to the sites, according to the labs, according to the project. And let's give you like a short example. If you have like a very strategic project in your company, and you have like a big company with a lot of equipment, and you have a strategic project that you assign a lot of people and a lot of equipment to it, you can have a dedicated domain for it. The equipment will be assigned, specific equipment will be assigned to that project domain, and only authorized people will be able to access it and use it. And this is your way to boost a specific project or a specific lab or a site with the available resources you have, and prevent other projects and other users to interfere in this strategic project. Now, this system or these domains are fully dynamic and configurable. Equipment can be added and reassigned according to needs. You can put inside the domain more equipment if you need. You can take out equipment that you don't need or you finish using it. It's completely dynamic and completely configurable each and every time. Now you remember this slide that you took all the equipment and just put it in one central inventory management. Now I'm giving you an example like this is domain A, which is Jim's project, and this is the domain B, which is Nora's project. And you see that the same equipment is divided between two projects. Each one will use only the assigned equipment to each domain, and you have full control of both domains and full control of the users and the groups which are using the domain's resources. Another example is like yes, a domain A for a specific vendor, domain B for another vendor, and this is domain C, which is the general lab that you have, and domain D, which is the integration lab. So you can put as much domains as you want. You can assign equipment to each and every domain. Two domains or more than two domains can share the same equipment. If I have like a very expensive equipment, like a packet generator that I just bought, and I want everybody to use it, I can put it to be shared with few domains, with more than one domain. So it's completely configurable, and I will show you in a few minutes how you're doing it. And this example, it's one of our customers. We have like a big operator, cellular operator in the US. Now, what this operator is doing actually is bringing vendors of equipment like Cisco, like Juniper, like any other vendor which makes communication equipment, and he gives them a domain. And this one can use this equipment, and this one can use another equipment. So the vendors themselves are fully independent. They are not, fighting with each other who will use what equipment in which time. Everybody got its own equipment. Everybody is separated completely and cannot intervene or interfere with the other vendor steps. Now, this is another example that I personally know from my history as an integration engineer. That when you have a project, I was a project manager a few years ago, and that in the project life cycle, you have different steps which you have to allocate resources to different divisions or different teams that are working. Now, for example, I did like a project life cycle, very simple project life cycle. You see that in the first quarter, most of the resources, which here are package generator 4, are being assigned to the R&D, and you see it going down according to the progress of the project. And you see that the integration got like this amount of package generator ports increased and then decreased again. And you can see that from the QA and support point of view, in the first quarter, you see that they have very low resources and just it's growing along with the project needs. When the shift is from the R&D, when R&D finishes work, to most of the resources are allocated to the QA team, and less resources are going to the R&D team, which is usually in a project lifecycle in this stage only adding like few features and solving bugs. So you can see a lot of usage and different types of usage that you can have for the domain. Now let's stick. Anybody got a question about the domain? What you can do? What you're able to do with it? Or it's clear? Or do you have any questions? Okay, if anyone wants to ask something, please don't hesitate. And then we'll continue. Now we are separating in the system between a few different types of users. First is the admin user, who controls all the system, all the resources, and everything. Now the admin user can create domains according to sites, according to projects, according to labs, or any other need. Think about it that you have full control of it. So you have like, if you have like one, let's for example, another customer that we have just like two major labs. One is in Bangalore and another one is in the US. So you can take all the resources that you got, share some of them, and some of them just allocate to the lab in Bangalore and the other one to the lab in the US. Other customers are using it to manage more efficiently projects and the resources that are assigned to projects. Some of them are using it for labs. You have R&D lab, you have integration lab, you have QA lab, so you can do a domain for each and every one of it. And of course, the users and the groups will be assigned to the specific lab, meaning that the R&D team will be assigned to the domain, the R&D domain. The integration team will be assigned to the integration domain, the same as the QA. Now you are assigning users and groups for specific domains according to expertise, according to tasks. If like you have like one special guy who is like the master of and has all the knowledge for the Abacus or for the XCF, packet generator, or test center, or any other equipment that you think is, most expensive or very hard to use, and you have like one guy that knows all, to use it and have all the expertise, it can be related to all the groups and all the domains, and it can be, you can easily access to each domain and each group. Now we are assigning equipment and devices to the domain and change and update the domain according to the need and according to the life cycle and every other request that we have. Now, regular the user can see the resources that you have according to his permissions. You can see first all the resources inside the domain that is authorized to use. And you can also give him the option to see all equipment and all other domains that you have, just for him not to use but to see, because sometimes if you want, like the user is searching for a specific equipment, you can search it and avoid buying redundant equipment because he located it in another lab or another domain, and you can ask the system administrator to move it inside the domain that is used. So the user should log into the project domain and will be able to reserve equipment from that domain only. The user can ask the admin to add more equipment to his project. If he needs more equipment, if the user, like for example, needs this is the integration team leader, he wants more packet generator port to be assigned to his domain for research because we have like three tasks to do or like a specific procedures and processes that we have to finish, like a deadline that he needs to, some tasks that he needs to finish before the deadline. He can call the administrator, send an email and ask, please assign to my project more ports. I need to finish this and that. And the administrator just assigning them to the domain. After like a week or two, when he finishes his work, the administrator can take it back and use it in other domains. So the user can build also topologies from view on the resources and ask the admin to add the whole topology to its project domain. Now let's have an example. So Tom is a very busy project manager. He got himself a new project which takes a lot of resources. So they can help him manage his project and help him doing this project in the time and with the resources that he needs. What Tom will do, Tom can prepare a list of the needed resources in advance and send it to Dave. Dave will make sure all the resources are available and assigned to Tom's project. Now, Tom and his team will have access to their project resources, and only them actually can work with the assigned equipment. So what we are doing here is actually giving the project manager another tool if he can in advance knows that like for the project I will need the amount of routers, switches, the amount of packet generators, or any other equipment that I'm using. It can be even the equipment that this company is developing. If this company is like developing an equipment and the equipment, is not like having too much because it's expensive, because it's in prototype stage, you can have assigned to this project the specific equipment that you need. You can do it in advance, and in advance, actually, the project manager can like solve bottlenecks and solve conflicts that he will have in the future, because he will know now, with the help of Dave, that he is missing like two routers, or he is missing like two blades of packet generator, or few ports, and he can in advance be able to or purchase them if he needs, or he can rent them, or he can loan from other labs or from other sites. So he have like a more clear view about his project life cycle and about his project's needs. Now, if, for example, along the project lifecycle, Tom found out that he needs another resource, there's no problem. Dave will assign more resources to Tom project domain, and the work will never stop. So actually, in advance, you will know probably, okay, I will need in this couple of weeks more resources. Dave can assign it to them, or Dave can just, take equipment that Tom needs from other labs, from other sites, and give it to the domain of the project. Now, so let's summarize a little bit the presentation before we are going to the actual demo. So in this session, we discovered that what are the inventory pains regarding to allocation of equipment, regarding to locating the physical presence of the equipment, how to prevent users from taking resources that you need, how to prevent somebody which is not authorized to change configuration and change settings, and how can you assign and boost up project site or a lab with the resources that you have by building a domain and giving a specific allocation to the project. So we will see how to define domains according to site, labs, and projects. We will find, add, and edit resources to the domain, and we will see that in user privileges. Anybody, any questions about this subject? Do you have any questions about the main before we are going to the actual demo? If something was not clear in the presentation, okay. So just I will mute some of the participants because a lot of background noise. So if anybody got a question, please write it in the chat. So this is my son, which is sounds like part cowboy or like Woody from Toy Story and part someone with short. So this is the resource manager. I logged in with admin user, which gives me this ribbon, which is the admin ribbon, which enables me to define users, define groups, and define domains. The rest of the elements we will discuss them in the future WebEx. Some of you already worked with them and know them, and some of you already using them. So for the first example, I want to show you how to configure a user. I have like a new user, somebody like I have a new user coming to the company, and I just go to users, press, this is very easy task to do, press the username, new user, and the user, let's say, for example, his name is Jimmy A, and his password, I will do it ABCD1234, confirmation of the password. I can have his email, I will put my email instead. System.com. And this user will be a regular user, he won't be administrator. Putting in it, pressing F5, and I can see already inside the system. I will have another one which can be his brother, Jimmy B, ABCD1234, ABCD1234. His email will be, let's say, the same. Very easy to add, delete clients and users, and they have like another one, which will be Jimmy C. ABCD1234. ABCD1234, and actually he will be also the administrator of like the admin. So you see, it is very easy to add clients, users. Also very easy to, let's say, I will put this one and I will delete it. This one is already a reservation in the system, so I cannot delete somebody with reservation. Let's find another one without reservation. Let's delete this one. Also got reservation. I need to find somebody without reservation. Let's delete Jimmy. Jimmy is deleted because it doesn't have a reservation. Let's just now. And now, if you have like a user that got reservations, you are not able to delete him. Only deleting the reservation first, and only then you will be able to delete him. So if those are users in the system that have reservations along the coming month, so you cannot delete them. So this is the very easy to use system, very easy to define a user, a new user, You can also, of course, edit the user if you need to change something, email or something like this. You can also change password, very easy to use, and you can import users from other machines or other resource managers, other lists. So it's fully dynamic and fully configurable system, very easy to use. Now I want to assign a new group. And I have like a new group which will be like my, let's say, Israel lab description. This group will be for the people that are working in Israel. You know, a lot of companies today have a lot of teams in different locations. You have like companies that are spread around all the world. And what happens that you have like another way to group people. So you can group them by type, by location, by lab, by team. Anything that you can like think of, you can do a group with them and just add different groups, delete groups to the system. And now what happens is that I have like the user in that group, and I want to add 3 users. So what I have here, I have the Jimmy, which is like one of my group. I have like Jimmy B, which is also part of my group, and Jimmy C, which is the administrator of my group. All of them are active users, and that's it. Now I want to see, after I have a group, and I can have all the people inside my group, all the users, I want to be assigned to a specific domain. Let's say domain. Now, you see here a few groups and a few domains that I already configured in my system, so I can have like it will be assigned to my domain. I can add another domain. I want them to be able to use the Bangalore lab as well, and I want them to use also the lab that I have in the US. So you can see that you have like a lot of choices and a lot of possibilities, because like one group can use a lot of domains, one group can use only one domain, and you can have like one user will be able to access all domains. You can have also one user will be able to access only his domain. So you have like a lot of possibilities here, how you want to manage the user, as well as you want to manage your lab type and your resources. Let's, for example, I want to show you how to configure a new domain. Now, this is the domains that you see in the ribbon here that I have a domain. Now, I have here like a domain that I already configured, which is the England domain. You see that I have a group, which the group called England, inside the domain. If I will open the group, which I call England, I can see here 3 people which are already assigned to the group. If I would take, for example, India, I see 3 other people inside India. So what I did is like I thought about the company that have location in England and location in India, and I want them to be separated, meaning each group and each will use the domain that for his site or for his location. So I can have different domains, different groups, different users. I can share equipment between domains. I can share users can be assigned to more than one group. Any questions until now? How to configure a user, how to configure a group, how to assign users to a group? Like very easy, like let's say group of let's say demo team. I have a specific group that is now working on a demo for a specific company. Very easy, just scanning it. I will assign it. Alon is one of the group, Bob is one of the group, and that's it. So any questions from anybody? Please if you could write it in the chat, just if you have questions, because I don't want to unmute all the microphones because some of them are create a lot of noise. So any questions? Okay, so let's continue. What I will do now, I will just close the resource manager, and now I will log in again, not as an administrator, which enables me to do anything, but I will log in like somebody from a regular user, let's say Jimmy or someone of the user. So I'm closing the resource manager now, and I will open it again. Just a second. For some reason, I cannot take this time. Let's say I am now Jimmy A, and my password ABCD1234. Sorry, ABCD1234. I'm logging into the system. Second, I cannot access the global domain. As you see here, I'm doing refresh, and automatically the resource manager is giving me all the domains that I can log into. Now, Gmail is defined from Bangalore Lab to GuideLab and to the US Lab. So let's sign here into US. Login. Now, if you can see here at the top, I don't have the administrator tab, meaning that I'm not an administrator, so I can see only some of the stuff that is assigned to my domain, and I will show it to you immediately. I can schedule equipment, resources, topologies according only to what I have in the domain that I was assigned to. And let's say, for example, that I want to find the equipment that is assigned to my domain, and let's see what I have here. In this domain is all the only equipment that I have in this domain is only one Cisco layer 2 Cisco switch. So I can only reserve this switch from all the resource families and all the resources that I have. This is the only thing that is assigned to my domain. So this is the only thing that I can use. Let's see if I can find something else. Let's delete this one, and let's see if something else is assigned. I have here like only the Cisco and those four. Okay, so I want to pick another user. Just I will close it, and I will find a user with more equipment that now we have. Let's open it again. And let's choose another one, ABCD1234. Oh, sorry. Again, the domain is not US. I need to do refresh. This is Mike M. It is defined only for the England domain. You can do login. Let's search. Again, you see that I don't have the admin ribbon because Mike M is not an administrator, only a user. And if I press search, which is very easy to do, I can see all the resources that I have. So Actually, what I have here is only like two layers of switches, Juniper and Cisco, and actually that's it, and one analyzer. So this one, those are the only ones that I can choose from and work with them. So this is the analyzer that I have. This is, for example, the Cisco that I have. If I press it, I will open the tab. And this is another equipment that I can use, which is the Juniper switch. The resources that we can share between domains, it's from the top level as all the analyzer, or like let's say Ixia analyzer, all of it can be shared between domains, or I can share only a specific port, or I can have separated by the port, meaning ports 1 to 4 will be assigned to one domain, and ports 5 to 8 will be assigned to another domain. I have all the possibilities and every option to divide and assign resources to users, groups, and domains according to the needs and according to what they want. Now, if I will log out again, and I will sign in again with the administrator, I will show you how easy it is to assign equipment to a domain. I'm doing refresh here. Now you see as an administrator, I have few domains that I can use. Now this is the administrator domain again, and what I want to show you here is if I have, let's say, I've taken my Resource Explorer, and I have like a lot of different switches that I can use. And let's say this Cisco Catalyst, I'm opening it. This is the Cisco Catalyst. As an administrator, I can go to the configuration tab, and I can edit to a specific domain. Okay, this one is not related to any domain now. It's sitting in my lab, and I want to assign it to a domain. I can assign it to the India domain. I want to add it to also my England domain. Now, see here, he is asking me if I would like to add all child resources. So I'm telling him yes, and actually all the resources, this layer will be assigned to those two domains, and I'm doing save, and that's it. You see, automatically the groups of England and India are assigned as well, because they are the only ones that can use England and India domains. Very simple to use, very simple to configure. And now let's open this one Cisco Catalyst. Let's see what was configured now. You see the domains that is using this Cisco Catalyst now is England. I can do a remove, a reshoot. Now the system is strong enough, so it knows that somebody from this domain is planning to use this equipment. But also, as an administrator, I can have overrule the reservation, and actually I can take the equipment out. This good for us also if you are the IT manager and you need now that you need to configure or like do some maintenance work for some of the equipment. You can take it out from the domain, do the maintenance, software upgrade. It doesn't matter what, you can send it for the lab for fixing, put another one inside, and put it again together inside the domain when it comes back or when you finish the maintenance procedure. Now, after I showed you how easy to use and how easy to work with, I want also to share with you a document which we built, which is frequently asked questions that are coming from users of the system. A lot of users, when they are starting to configure and they are starting to work with the system, they have questions which are pretty common between all of them. So we try to gather up all the questions and relate to them, and it will help you also to when you are working with customers to encounter their questions and know in advance what they are probably going to ask you. So the questions that we are using is what is a domain? So a domain is a subnet of lab resources and topologies that are available for use by only a specific group of users. And then you can explain to them that if you have a specific project or a specific lab and you want to assign a specific resources to a project, the domain feature is there to help you and manage the equipment, manage the users, and avoid unauthorized users working with that equipment. Now, why we should use domains? First of all, you don't have to use domains. This is like an option for you. But if needed, due to project life cycle or different labs, types or tasks, you can divide the resources to domains. Each user will be connected to domains that will include the resources this user allows to use, and it gives the lab administrator another resource management layer. So you can use them, you don't have to use them, but this is very helpful and very useful feature to some of our clients. Some of them, of course, are not using it, and everything is being in one domain, and all the resources are shared. How domains will help me manage my resources? Let's use an example. If you have like a specific resource which you don't want all users will use, you can assign it to different domains, and only authorized users will have access to it. When I'm saying like a specific resource, sometimes you don't have like regular things that everybody can use or everybody needs. There's a very specific and complex equipment with a specific configuration that you have, a specific packet generator which is very expensive. You have a very unique equipment like a company that I used to work with in $250,000 channel simulator, which is a simulator for wireless equipment. When you are testing wireless equipment, this channel simulator can simulate interference in there. It can simulate mobile devices and mobile devices which are driving or walking, and it does different patterns of mobile environment. So you don't want this expensive equipment will be used by everybody and will be accessed by everybody. So only authorized people are able to access it. So another example, when you have priorities project or project which is very important to your company, you can divert and assign the needed resources to that project, and when finished, assign them back to other domains. So you have like a specific project, assigning all the resources to that. When it's over, split the resources to all the domains. How textual domains will help me maintain my resources. If a specific resource needs maintenance procedure, needs to be sent for repair, you can take it out of the domain and it won't be shown to users anymore. Users won't rely on it, won't reserve it. No one will use it, reserve it, or interfere with the maintenance process until you will reassign it back to the domain. It can be even easy software upgrade that you are doing an element in your domain. Just take it out, do a partial outbreak, put it in again, and that's it. Nobody will interfere with it, nobody will take it. Do I have to use domains? Of course not. Just if you want to divide resources between users, sites, and projects. Every user can see all the resources. Every user can see all the resources in its domain. But it's configurable. You can have one domain, so all resources will be visible to all users. And you can create different domains, so each user will be able to see his domain resources also, and also resources or other domains that you wish to see. Another question that we have from time to time is, can user update resource information? Who is allowed to insert a new resource to the domain? Now, only the administrator actually is authorized to a person to add or delete the resource from a specific domain. Now, regarding the changes in the resource itself, the admin can make changes in the configuration pane and edit configuration attributes, but other users can access the setting pane and edit the values and settings attributes for the specific resources. Is there a limitation to the number of resources in a domain? No, you can have as many resources that you want. Which some of our customers have almost millions of resources in different domains. It's like whatever as many resources as you wish. I'm talking about a lot of resources because some of our clients are manufacturing of data components. And data components, like if you have like big storage components, you can divide it to hundreds of thousands of tiny sections of memory, and you can manage each and every one of them as a resource. What will happen if a user needs equipment which is out of the domain? So this is like a daily problem that can happen. A user needs equipment which is out of the domain. I need like a new packet generator, I need a new layer 2 switch which I don't have. So a user will be able to see all the resources inside this domain. If you need something that is not in the domain that you can use, you can approach to the resource manager or administrator, and with the physical search option, you can see if the resource is available, it exists, and if it exists in another level, like somebody has it or somebody already bought it. If so, and it's available in free, resource manager administrator can assign it to the domain. And when you have one database with all the information about the resources, you can search for it, you can filter it, you can find the resources according to any attribute that you wish, and assign in and out from a domain according to the needs of the users, according to the needs of the project, according to the needs of the teams and groups that you are working with. So how a lot of times we get the question that how the resource manager will have loose bottlenecks in the lab workflow. And like what is the added value that the resource management and the inventory management is giving the lab manager, the teams, the user, the administrator, the IT manager. So we think about it that we can help in few different ways. Now you can assign specific resources to a specific project or task to boost their progress. Like if you have a very specific project, you can assign a lot of equipment and boost the progress of the specific project. This is one way that you can help your company and the company of the customer to lose the bottleneck in a specific project. Because no one now is holding the equipment for his own, nobody has all the equipment is scaled, and all the equipment is in one database, and you know what your company already bought and what all the people can use. You can also view needed resources free time, so you can share it between domains or find open time for working with it. So if, for example, I have like a task to run specific tests with a specific package generator that I'm going to use. Now with the resource manager, I can schedule, I can see if somebody else is using it, and if so, okay, I will schedule my test for tomorrow, for this evening, for the weekend. I have a lot of options now to see when the equipment that I need is free and when I can use it. Another option that I can help loosen bottlenecks is with a search tool. You can find similar resources that can replace the needed one. For example, if one of the creating will approach the IT manager and say, look, I need another day or 2 weeks because I need it for test or I need it for building a configuration or a topology, no problem. There is no need to buy a new one. There is no need to buy or to go from lab to lab and start searching for it. You can, with one inventory management database, search for it, search for layer 2 suite with similar features, just ask the people which are using it to assign it to you, ask if you can use it, assign it to your domain, and just all the equipment will be shared, and the workflow of your company or your customer's company will be very smooth and very easy. And actually, all the equipment will be shared, and the work process will flow more smoothly, and just you will avoid buying extra equipment that you don't need. Avoid buying equipment that you use only from time to time. Now everything is shared and everything is being used by everybody. Actually, for me, that's it. I think we covered up most of the things that I planned for this session. Anybody got a question? Something you want to ask? Just a second, I'm unmuting everybody. What we do today is go over another resource manager features, domains, users, different users. I show you what is the difference between different users, how it will help you boost the work and solve bottlenecks and have smooth workflow. How easy to be configured. I will, in few minutes, I also will send you a short questionnaire regarding this session. And again, you can ask me questions by email, by phone. You can ask questions now. If you have any doubts, anything that you want to go over again, feel free to ask me, and I will be very happy to assist you. So if there are no questions and everything is clear for now, I can say to you have a very good day. I enjoyed doing this session for you, and I'm here for you all the time. Just, for any question, anything. So, anybody, any question? Okay, so good day everybody, and if needed, I'm here for you 24/7. So bye bye for now.